redoing this whole first video because it was an unflattering angle. Hello, everybody. Oof, duh. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Crown and Stem. This is my brand new channel about my favorite hobby, watches. Yes, I am a watch collector, and I love them, and I can't wait to talk about them and join this space and join the conversation or the conversations going on here on YouTube. Now, a little bit about myself first. My name is Dennis Callow. I am a photographer for 20 years and a filmmaker. I recently made a television show called The Trouble with Tessa. We released it in 2025 for Screenbox TV. It came out great. We're really excited about how people loved it. And you can watch it now on Tubi if you want to see what I actually do. On the side, I also sell watches, and I'm also really into watches. So I decided to start this channel to form a community. Before we start, we got to do a wristwatch check because you can't do a YouTube video about watches without a wristwatch check. So I am wearing my own creation. This is a Callow original. It's my version of the Oyster Perpetual, which I know is like super basic, but that's the watch I wanted because that watch goes with everything I wear. And I'm one of those guys that's like, I gotta have something that matches what I'm wearing if it's on my wrist. I have to. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you put on a blue dial with all black or like, you know what I mean? Like it's weird to me. So this watch just seems to go with almost everything that I put on my body. So, coffee, man. So where I'd like to start is sort of in the midpoint, which is during the filming of The Trouble with Tessa. So I'm going to put up on the screen here a behind-the-scenes shot of me on the set of The Trouble with Tessa, and I want to see if you can spot the cardinal sin. And no, it is not my coveralls. Coveralls are very functional when you're filming something. Trust me, you got a lot of pockets, you can put notebooks in there, pens, everything you want. So no, it's not the coveralls, all right? Why? Do you see it? Do you see it now? I'm pretty sure some of you got it. It's the Apple Watch. So I decided at some point that I was a tech guy and I wanted to have wearable tech. And I wanted to track all my fitness because I'm super into fitness. I'm super into working out, walking. I really like to study my sleep patterns to see where I can get more of it. So I figured, why not get the Apple Watch? It could serve as so many different things. And now I had a collection of watches that all ended up in a box. And after owning the Apple Watch for about 2 years, I never wanted to own one again because my wrist kept buzzing and I turned off all the notifications and then I never used it. And then my wrist felt naked again. So I opened up all my watches and I opened up my life again to the beautiful world of collecting watches. Now, sadly, I did have to sell most of my collection, but I have started to rebuild it because I am now selling watches part-time. I would get lots of watches in, and mostly like Seikos and Timexes, that's what I try to deal with the most. But these Seiko lots were really special because I would get one in there out of like, you get like 20, 30 watches and you got to go through all of them. There'd always be one in there that I was like, I'm going to keep this one. Why Seiko? Well, Seiko's not just for the heritage and, the beauty of the designs and the name. There's a story that I have to share with you. I worked for a menswear designer named Alan Flusser in like the 2010s, and I was doing some videos for him. And this is a guy who literally wears like $200 socks. And so I'm like looking at his wrist at this watch that he would always wear, and I'm like, man, that's a beautiful watch. I bet that's some like crazy French, no one knows the name of the brand. You got to like do 3 knocks to get into the store. And then like, you got to know the owner's cousin or something, one of those things. And I'm sitting next to him one day and we're editing and he just sort of like, it pops out from like under his sleeve and I get a closer look and I'm like, is that a Seiko? And he just goes, yeah, I got 3 of them. I like them so much. And that's when it hit me. Taste does not discriminate. It could be $100 watch. It could be a $15,000 watch. But if you have taste, that's going to dictate the watch that is on your wrist. That's what matters the most. Doesn't matter if it's quartz, doesn't matter if it's mechanical, doesn't matter if it's automatic. It matters that you have taste. So now I want to shift gears and talk about quartz watches. I was anti-quartz for a really long time. Once I started getting into automatics, I became kind of a snob, and I regret it because I don't think quartz watches are as bad as everyone may make them out to be. I've seen a lot of videos in the watch space of people being like, well, at least it's not a quartz. It's a cheap automatic, but at least it's not a quartz. And I'm like, I think that's a bad attitude to have. I get it. And let me explain why I get it. When you look down at your watch and it's ticking like this, like a quartz movement, you automatically kind of think that's a cheap watch. That's a cheaply made watch because of the cheap movement inside, the mass-produced movement inside. However, after dealing in vintage Seikos, there are some beautiful, overly engineered movements in these things. I realized I was sort of missing out on a lot of great watches. And I think in the first video that I'm going to make in this series, which is about my Seiko collection, you'll start to understand. Wow, that's a tongue twister. You will sort of start to understand where I'm coming from because there's one specific watch in my collection that I'm going to showcase in the first video that is just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. One of my favorites. And it's kind of goes under the radar. What do you guys think? Are you automatics only? Are you quartz and automatics? Because I believe that you can have both in your collection, and you can have a collection of both, and you can amass a collection of quartz watches very quickly with really cool designs that show your taste, and you don't have to be ashamed that it's quartz. To wrap things up, I'm really excited about this channel. I'm really excited about where we're going to go with it. Like I said, the next few videos that are coming up are about my own collection, and I'm going to start with my Seiko collection, and then we're going to talk about my automatic watches and hopefully have wonderful civil discussions about this beautiful hobby in the comments. In our comments? Yes, in our comments. This is our channel. In the comments, and that's it, folks. Welcome to Crown and Stem. I hope you enjoyed this first video. I hope you enjoyed getting to know me a little bit. I want to get to know you, so let's talk. Let's talk. I love watch nerds, man. I hope you enjoyed this first video. I certainly did. Do the thing, right? Click the buttons, like and subscribe, all that crap. The main thing is I want to start discussions. So let's talk, let's chat, let's build a community here. And I hope you like it here, and I hope you stay. Stay tuned for the next one. Thanks for joining me on Crown and Stem. I don't know how to end this thing. I'll get better at it. Later.